Just it. You good?
Is
it your talk, is it? Apparently, Is it your talk, is it? Apparently, Is it your talk, is it? Apparently, Is it your talk?
Software developing is normal software, some of the best
Morning everyone. See what's going on. Company. 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 See what's going on. Company, 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 see what's going on.
little projects, mini projects that they can work on. And we've been using that scheme for a couple of years now, and the interns that we got last year were just amazing. They did a lot of the stuff that we used to date, and they did that in pretty much like a couple of months. And we used the scheme this year, but we were not being able to be matched with the right intern. So we asked for I think it was a WordPress developer, and then we actually got an electrical engineer, which was pretty different, right? So what we decided to do is, we were like, hey, listen, tell us how you do your matching at the moment, and then we'll help you potentially sort of further develop that so that we can benefit from better interns next year. And also, this is sort of what we like to do. We like to experiment, especially being in the university. This is, I guess, where a lot of the innovation happens, and obviously we want to help the guys out as well. So they walked us through the entire sort of process of matching, which is pretty manual these days. They spent about a couple weeks during the year actually doing that. And then we were like, hold on a second. So you just ask them sort of different questions, and then you manually match what the recent graduates wanted and what the internship requested from these sort of graduates. How about we just use one of the LLMs, anonymize all of their data, which is what we did. So we decided to hide all of their sort of name, location, everything else apart from their skills and capabilities. And then we just went to ChatGPT or one preview, and we sort of fed the parameters that we wanted to sort of use to match these guys, and we did it in 5 minutes. So it went from 2 weeks on their side to 5 minutes on our side. So if you think about how much cost we probably saved them, and also how much time we've saved them, and we've also improved the matching as well. So one of the things that we'll be doing over the next couple of weeks is sort of we want to sit down with the guys and want to make sure that they're all satisfied with the matches. And if they are, this is the platform that we're going to be using hopefully next year. And yeah, this is how we sort of solve their problem in about 5 to 10 minutes. And they're sort of spending a couple of weeks doing that every year. And hopefully next year, they'll be able to get more graduates in and link them with the companies much more accurately as well. Some of the other sort of side project ideas that we are playing with at the moment around investor matching and co-founders matching, because what we do through the Venture Builder program is we work with founders from different startups, and we've been doing that for 6-7 years now, and also through our educational products, which are around innovation and entrepreneurship. We have a lot of our alumni who've gone on to develop multi-million sort of businesses, and we have data on all of these guys. So we were like, hey, listen, we have all of this data. How about we try to develop some of the investor matching capabilities, because we have a bunch of data on investors, and also we have a bunch of data on all of these startups, and also we have historical data of which startup raised what amount, and also what was the sort of dynamics in that startup. We have a lot of information about their products and services. So we're pretty much in a position where I think with a bit more data, we'll be able to develop that. And then the other bit that we might sort of do as a Christmas break project is co-founder matching platform, which is essentially a platform that allows you to meet with sort of your co-founders and sort of create ventures that where the team is actually the perfect fit. Because what I've seen over the years, and a lot of my colleagues have seen, is a lot of great ideas and a lot of great startups falling apart because of arguments between co-founders and other sort of sorts of stuff. So if we were able to do that, and we were able to match the right, CTO with a CEO, it would be a big win for us as well, because we'll be able to actually venture build businesses ourselves from the actual venture builder. When it comes to what our biggest challenges to do all of these side projects, the challenge number one is we need to be able to understand the algorithm or the process behind it. So just like we sat down with the guys from the internship team, they had to sort of walk us through what they were doing manually, so that we then were able to automate it in 5 minutes. And the other thing we need is data. If you don't have that, you're not going to go especially when it comes to matchmaking as well, because you need certain parameters to actually be able to match the right people with the right teams. And particularly me, and I guess I can speak on behalf of my whole team as well, we see a lot of value in that. And we've just proved it as well. So the B-Field project that we got is 1.2 million. And we identified the project through our little tool. Then we were able to kind of make the consortium with a bit of basic manual editing. And going forward, I think it's pretty certain we're actually going to develop the platform to a full-end sort of full-stack application that is fully functional. And also some of the other capabilities that we're going to build in, it's not just the actual matching, but also the project management sort of side of things, where sort of a tender comes around, companies a match, they bid, they succeed, project management happens there, and then the whole sign-off happens in that platform, which will be a big win for us, and also it will benefit a lot of local economies as well, because what happens these days is a lot of these stuff runs on spreadsheets, as you guys can imagine. Data gets lost, and also a lot of valuable data gets lost as well. So I'm pretty sure somewhere on a computer, somewhere in the East Midlands, there's definitely someone that has the data of probably like 2,000-3,000 companies, which could be really useful to a lot of the directors of these companies, because they might be struggling to find business locally. So what we've been able to do is actually matchmake and hopefully drive the economy up of the region, but let's see. That's the ambition, but let's see if we're able to sort of pull it off. That will be tricky. I'll show you that later. When it comes to access to data, we've tried to resolve that issue by building our own mobile data lab. I'll click that later on and I'll walk you through that. And what that does is we have a bunch of in-house hardware and software capabilities that we let people use either for free or for free. But if it is for free, you have to, if you need the technician that goes ahead with the actual tech, obviously you have to pay for that, as well as we need access to your data. So the data that you generate from our mobile data lab, we just want to get access to that as well. And on the back of that, we'll be able to, obviously, as a university, publish papers, which is, I guess, what the universities are good at, but also develop new systems and platforms that we'll be able to scale and also use to sort of run tests locally and on a national scale as well. Coming up next, we have our Transforming SMEs with AI conference happening next week in partnership with Innovate UK. If you want to sign up for that, there's a QR code for that over there as well. And these are some of the speakers and some of the topics of what will be discussed. Obviously, I'm using a picture of myself from 2015, so I need to update that. And yeah, this is some of the tech the businesses within our portfolio have built. My favorite one, well, I like all of them, but when it comes to cool tech, I think we can all agree that 3M's virtual reality shoe are pretty neat, because one of the main problems with VR is you're limited to the size of your living room. And one of the main things that usually happens is you constantly bump your knees and everything into the coffee table in the living room. So what Ashley has done is there are already sort of a lot of virtual reality treadmills that you need to obviously strap yourself to. Very comfortable and cost a fortune. You're looking at 50 to 60K. So what he's done is he's taken all of that treadmill and sort of pretty much squashed it all into a little shoe over there. And for a fraction of the price as well. So the applications of that tech are just mind-blowing, especially in, unfortunately, defense is by far the biggest application of this technology, but also a lot of the training providers as well can tap into that. And a quick word on some of the businesses we work with, and sort of the tech that they've built. So we got Ashley here with the virtual reality shoes. We have a local company, actually Nottingham-based company, Fiero Studio. So what they're developing is their own game engine for 2D games. We have battery testing with sort of pilot. They develop a pretty cool technology as well, because they are able to take a battery, say a drone battery, and then produce a health score. of the actual battery in the little cells that are within the actual pack. Which, as you can imagine, given the size of that particular market, is a pretty good idea. One of the new cohorts that we onboarded for Petronics, what they developed is a chipless RFID. I still don't really get it, but and I'm not allowed to tell you obviously the magic behind it due to I guess NDAs. But so you know how you have RFID tags when you go to Marks and Spencer, you want to buy a dress or a shirt, it's always a RFID tag attached to it. So what they developed is a chipless RFID, something that is fully degradable and pretty much you can throw away and you'll be degraded in a sort of matter of months. If you think about someone like Zara, that's like gold for them. Some of the other companies we're working with, Metal AM Powder, the first of its kind. Another local Nottingham company, air it's not just an air purifier, the guys from Healthy have. They've also developed, they're in the process of developing their own air digital twin for microclimates. So, for example, we are all here today in this room. There's obviously the HVAC system that is installed within the facility. How does it know when to switch on and when to switch off? For example, most of us are currently concentrated at this side of the room. Does it know that this particular fan needs to blow more air than that one? So this is what we are trying to build up with the guys over there. We got Quorum. What these guys are building is a bit of everything. It's predominantly a management platform for investors and syndicates, and also for startups that want to sort of go around their shareholdings a bit more easier. And these are just some of the startups that we're working with, and also some of the tech that they're developing. And I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully I'll be able to pull that link later, and then I'll show you sort of how that works. And then I'll leave you guys with a couple of questions, if you don't have any questions for me, I guess, which I've been asking this pretty much everyone I've met over the last few months, always asking this question: which is your favorite AI tool this year? And which is the coolest project you're working on at the moment? I'll start off. My favorite AI tool is actually Bolt.new. What that does is back-end, front-end, and deployment all in one click. So with a prompt, it is able to generate the back-end, the client-facing code, plus it is able to deploy as long as you have a domain name. And I did computer science for 3 years, and when I look at it, I'm like, wow, it really changes how I was taught in sort of my class as well, and sort of what we did at CS back in the days. And it kind of depreciates a lot of the sort of learnings that you're going to get from that, because obviously there's still very important modules that are being taught on CS, such as the architecture and the algorithm side of things. But when it comes to actual coding and programming, you can, hopefully that's not recording, but I think you can skip most of these lectures. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any questions for me? Or if you want to sort of raise your opinion on what is your favorite AI tool, I'm pretty much open to hear that, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to build up a little community of obviously techies who are catching up with what's happening in the market, because my main problem over the last year has been just way too many things coming out. I simply cannot cope with what's going on in the tech world and also what the market sort of demands. And pretty much there's an AI, there's a tool for everything these days. So what are your favorite ones, I guess? Anyone? Anyone use the Copilot function yet?
I'm slightly addicted to ChatGPT and Copilot.
All right.
But also the one I was playing over the weekend was the song making one.
No?
I think it's either Suno or Sumo, I can't remember. But you can basically put a prompt in and live generate pops up a song in any style of music choice, and
right.
It comes up with the lyrics and the music and spits it out, and you can do something like 5 songs a day for free.
Wow.
Haven't played with that, that's good fun.
One of the things that I've been playing up, not last week but over the last month, is Indeed. It's an AI video generating tool. Honestly, it's still a bit buggy and a bit crappy, but when it comes to getting an initial sort of concept for a video, probably reduces the workload by at least a few hours. And also, I guess if you're in marketing, if you're not using these technologies, you're really falling behind. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely applications in many sort of different domains. And I think that's pretty much everything for me. Let me see if I'll be able to pull that link. Could I just stop recording and pull that? Or?
Well, it should just, I think it's just your Canva presentation. It's decided to turn it off. Over your shoulder.
I have a question.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. In terms of your matchmaking,
Yeah.
you've got a lot of data.
Yeah.
What are the important factors in that data for like coming up with?
It really depends. It really depends what is it that you want to achieve. So obviously, for the interns matching, the main parameters were their skills and obviously what were the required skills from the internship. And then the second, one of the best things about matching is, and also one of the things we are developing in all of the platforms that we're building, is sort of a 2-stage or 3-stage matching process, where we will get the initial draft results of the match. For example, say I'm a recent graduate in, I don't know, additive manufacturing, right? So I know a bit of 3D printing and a bit of CNC, I guess. And then if the internship is around sort of prototyping and developing products, then you'll be able to sort of match the graduate with that particular internship. And then if the graduate is in Derby and the internship, so you have, say you have 2 graduates with the same skill set, one in Derby, the other one in Nottingham, and they're pretty much they're all on the same level. Then the second phase process, well, the second stage of that process would be, right, where who's the closest one to me, and then you can sort of manually fine-tune your own matches as well. But when it comes to the actual data, it really depends. What is it that you want to build? I guess all parameters are important depending on what is it that you actually want to develop. If you have any ideas, I'm more than happy to talk.
If there's anything particular you want on that.
Yeah, so...
Unfortunately, you're looking over your shoulder too.
Yeah, wait 1 second. Right. I don't think we'll be able to see that. I need to speak with my colleagues to see whether or not we've given public access to this. It should be publicly available from this Monday. But what we have in terms of hardware capability for data generation, a DJI Matrice 300 RTK that can load up to 7 kg as a payload, and it can fly up to 30 kilometers away from, don't quote me on that, I think it was 30 or 30 kilometers away from obviously where the pilot is, and we have the thermal and light the camera that goes ahead with it, so we're able to map out the whole terrain. This is a military grade drone, so it's pretty cool stuff actually. We had to get a special license just to fly that. What else we have? Through some of our contacts with NTU, we have access to a mini supercomputer that we have here in Clifton campus. What is, it's a cluster of about 320 FPGAs that the guys have put together, and it can compute tasks like there's no tomorrow. Like, if you think that your Azure or your AWS invoice is pretty big, just reach out to us, and then we'll see what we'll be able to do for you, and I'll put you in contact with the right people that will be able to speak with you as well. What else we have? We have a bunch of tech partners that we work with. Sorry. We have a bunch of tech partners that we work with that we have access to as well. So all of these guys, we have access to Notion, Miro, Stripe, Make Automation, which has been a pretty cool addition this year, and we've played a lot with that. Siemens, they've offered us an amazing deal. We use all of our businesses and all of our community sort of partners can tap into most of the software, and I guess all for free as long as you're a startup and meet their requirements, and obviously you're part of our program, you pretty much get it by default. What else we have? We have a bunch of 3D printers just in our office and also across the school as well. If you want a prototype of product, say you have an idea, we can bring it to life. Say you call us at 9 a.m., we might be able to get your product by 6 p.m. Yeah, we have a bunch of other cool stuff. We have a lot of, other machines that are available within sort of the wider community at the school. When it comes to us as a research center, these are sort of the main offerings. And the reason why we decided to do the mobile data lab in the first place is because, first of all, it helps the businesses that come to us because it is able to generate data that they need to build their own products and services. And also, us as a university, we have a requirement to work with industry and also develop cool, innovative solutions and write some papers on the back of that, sort of bragging about the innovation that we've done together. And I think that's pretty much it. Anyone else got any other questions? That's all right. I guess we can wrap it up then.
Thank you very much, Georgi.
That's all right.
And thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Hope you have a good day. If you want a drink and a pastry on your way out, please do grab one. And we'll see you next month. We'll publish more details about the AI meetup, which should be the normal second Wednesday. It's just this month that we had an admin error. Cool. All right. Have a great day, everyone.